Peace, 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 unity, love, and light. What's up, family? Peace, family, gang, tribe. How are you doing today? I hope you're having the best, most wonderful day. You're starting off with the most positive and uplifting vibrations about yourself and about your experiences and about how you love to experience life on today and in every moment in this moment. So thank you for joining in today to the Think Better, Live Better cast. And I am I. Thanks for coming in once again, my friend. Today, February the 27th. Oh, full moon day. Today is the 2/7, which is a 9-day. Woo! Today we're going to be reading from the language of letting go from today's February 27th insert, which was entitled People Pleasers. Interesting here, right? So here we go. And it reads, have you ever been around people pleasers? They tend to be displeasing. Being around someone who is turned inside out to please another is often irritating and anxiety producing. Yes. People pleasing is a behavior we may have adapted to survive in our family. We may not have been able to get the love and attention we deserved. We may not have been given permission to please ourselves, to trust ourselves, and to choose a course of action that demonstrated self-trust. People pleasing can be overt or covert. We may run around fussing over others, chattering a mile a minute when what we are really saying is, I hope I'm pleasing you. Or we may be more covert, quietly going through life making important decisions based on pleasing others. Taking other people's wants and needs into consideration is an important part of our relationships. We have responsibilities to friends and family and employers. We have a strong inner responsibility to be loving and caring. But people pleasing backfires. Not only do others get annoyed with us, we often get annoyed when our efforts to please do not work as we planned. The most comfortable people to be around are those who are considerate of others but ultimately please themselves. In closing, help me, God within, work through my fears and begin to please myself. Ashe, Ashe, hey. Yeah. People pleasing. Wow, that's interesting, huh? Wow. I'm just thinking back. I'm pretty rustic here, huh? I need some oils or lotions. But anyway, right. I mean, even just thinking about something like this, right? I'm thinking, in myself, it's just like, I'll go out the door, but then I'll be worried about somebody seeing this, right? Pleasing other people, right? Like, it's simple shit like that, right? And I said that because it's passionate, because I started to think about how simple it is of a thing that we do to please people. A lot of times I dress for comfort. Most times I dress for me and for comfort. But sometimes I may dress because, I may have worn an outfit today and I want to wear it, I wore an outfit last week that I want to wear today. And I may be considering other people if they saw me in that outfit, you know what I mean? So I may be like, let me change. I'm going to do a different shirt today with the same pants, or different pants with the same shirt, or different shoes today with different, you know what I'm saying? And that's part of people pleasing, right? Because I had to figure out, how I was going to dress in order to appease someone who may have saw me dressed like that before. And I don't want them to see me to dress the same way twice, right? I mean, people pleasing is a freaking, it's like a disease almost, ain't it? It's like, man, I mean, if you think about, I just think about all the pleasure, if thinking about me and my experiences, right? Like when I was playing football and I wanted to show out, my mom shows up to the game and I want to show out, like she hardly ever come to a game, right? Or my mom or my dad comes to a game Well, my dad never showed up for a game. I'll just take that back. But anyway, I guess I'm in general right now. But say my mom showed up to a game, and I look over there and notice her on the sideline. I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to put on my best show, right? I'm trying to put on my best show because I want to please mom. But I think, I know one football game I got my ass ran over trying to please my mom. Trying to show out and get this tackle, and I got ran over. And it wasn't her fault, you know what I'm saying? It was just the mentality of me wanting to turn up now because my mom's here. So it wasn't a people-pleasing moment, but it kind of was, right? If you think about it, I was trying to please everybody on the field, by getting in front of this dude who's running 15, 20 miles an hour towards me who's standing still, and he trucks me right over, right? I learned a lot from that, right? It's not to set myself up for failure in trying to please somebody or trying to show out for people, and also not to get in front of a speeding train. You know what I'm saying? I learned, a lot of lessons through my life from that one incident that I had. But anyway, yeah, people pleasing, like I said, it could be a disease. It could be, or it can be very discomforting for people. Like I've walked into places, like even where I work now, right? When the big boss comes, when the owner comes or they think the owner comes, I was just blah, blah, blah. It's nervous. It's anxious in the air. You can feel it, man. And I'll just be like when people get anxious and nervous, I get passionate. I get like, oh man, why you worried about like I'm like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Just let's be normal. Let's be regular, And I've experienced this in many jobs, in many situations, to where the boss comes and everybody gets anxious and nervous, And I used to think, hey, that's what you're supposed to do. But then I realized that that's not how I really feel, right? If I'm afraid to lose my job, then that's how I feel. If I've been doing something wrong that would cause me to lose my job, then that's how I feel. If I haven't been doing my job, you know what I'm saying? And then this dude shows up and I want to all of a sudden do my job, then that's how I feel. And then you get how that can rub off on other people, right? It's going to rub off if it's the manager is anxious, it's going to rub off on the supervisors that rubbed off on the the regular employee, and it trickles down, and so it's just like the regular employee getting anxious or whatever because of the managers or the supervisor. It's all a game that we have to cut it out right now. You know what I'm saying? It's all forget people pleasing. Forget people. People are just people. They're in that position because they just think if you were in that position, you have to realize who you would be in that position, right? And not put them against you, but realize that, that you don't have to be anxious, right? That people are people, man. I've met some beautiful, amazing, smart, intelligent owners, right? But I treat them like people, man. I don't talk to them. I mean, of course, the conversation is different. Not that they're not people, but I'm saying like the conversation is different from their tier of, what they know for their field or what they know for their life. Everything is different for everybody's life, for their household, for their, for their family life, for outside of work. And even inside of work and the way that they learn work, everything is different. So, I just realized that I couldn't please nobody, right? I realized that there's no pleasing nobody. My kid's mother and even my own mother, right, were great examples of that. Because it was one thing about, like my kid's mother was like, I did some things to make her happy, of course, that she was happy, but until I realized that it was my job not to. I didn't have to make anybody happy, but I wanted her to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And so I did a lot of things to please her. I did a lot of things to please her, but I realized that I was never gonna be finished with that. Like, I would do something to please her today, and maybe she was pleased for a minute, but then she found an excuse not to be pleased in order for me to please her again in other things, right? So it becomes a manipulation game, right? And I'm not saying anything bad because that's just how she was raised. That's just how she, that's the life that she lived. That's how she knew that life responded to her, right? In that way of pretending to be pleased and then no being pleased for a moment and then in order to capture that pleasure again, create another problem in order to get that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it all ends up being a game, and maybe I'm talking way too long about something that I don't know everything about. But I love you guys, and I thank you guys for joining me and even just listening to me rant about, these things. You know, to me, it's just like, hey, please yourself, and everybody else will be pleased, right? And those who are not pleased have to practice pleasing their self in order for them to know pleasure, right? So it is my pleasure. I am pleased to do this with you guys, with who's ever listening, with myself. This is my pleasure. I am pleased. I am the people that I am pleasing. I don't do this for you. Now, I do have a people pleasing thing for this thing for when I show myself on camera. Before I get on camera, most of the times I make sure I'm washing my face. I take a shower. You know, I'm clean before I get on camera most times. Now, there's been a few times where you caught me. I haven't took a shower and even washed my face. You know what I mean? I'm in the car. I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it makes it part. It was part of people pleasing, but there's not many people watching me here. It's I and I and I and I. I'm watching myself, so I'm pleasing. It's pleasing to me once I get on here and I see myself clean, right, and feeling good and keeping the message high vibrational. So, thank you guys, and remember that one who loves one self and unites with others who are in love with their selves and in peace and in light. Prosperity is inevitable. Peace, unity, love, and light, my family. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for pleasing yourself and taking the time to be loving and honorable to yourself. Remember, think better, live better.